Hey, what's up everybody? Wes here. In today's video, we're going to do another Project Source blind install from Lowe's. And these are the 1 inch, and I have a previous video about this, but I'm hoping this one might clarify a few things. We're just going to slide it out of the box, and it comes with everything that you need, the hardware here in the bag, and then the instructions. Give the instructions a good look over, but this video is going to basically walk you through the whole setup. Here's your hardware, and these are going to be the main brackets that we're going to be installing to get everything hung for you. These are optional. I'll kind of highlight these at the end of the video, but they basically go on the bottom to secure it from being able to swing outwards. So the first thing you're going to do is pull out your bracket here and find something that you can line it up with. I'm just going to use this back edge just to make sure that I put both brackets in the same spot, and that's going to make sure that's even in the window. And something else to look out for is watch out for your bracket position. This one was actually in the way of my wand, which gave it some trouble. I didn't think about this till later, but make sure you look here in the top of your blind and put your brackets in a place where it's not going to interfere with any of the inner workings. Typically it should be a big deal, but this one actually landed right on the blind wand and it was causing it to kind of click and gave it a little bit of issues. So I just unscrewed the bracket, moved it over a little bit, and that solved the problem. But you're going to have those holes up there where they were at before. Not a big deal. The blinds are going to cover those completely. The next step is going to be to take a small drill and just do a tiny little pilot hole. Doesn't have to be very deep. Just make sure the hole isn't too wide. This is going to help these screws get started here. And then this is going to be the orientation of our bracket. And went ahead and got the first screw in, and we'll go ahead and set the other one. That way it's kind of basically just free hanging. Then we'll slide it into place. And I'm using a drill in this video. You could use a screwdriver, but you're just want to go ahead and get it secured to the top of the window. And just something to be aware of, it worked out pretty well for me using this drill, but if you're going to go that route, definitely use some kind of an extension bit, because the drill I was using was actually hitting on the bracket as I was trying to screw that in. You can see here as I'm attaching the other side where it's brushing up against it, and it just made it just a little more difficult. So getting your hardware up is half the battle. The next thing is just going to be to click it in place. I came at it at an angle and rolled the top in and then pushed the bottom in until it clicked, and then everything was good to go from there. That part can be a little tricky, but once you're in, you're in. And keep in mind that these are manual blinds. To raise them, you just lift them up evenly, and to pull them down, you just reach up with two hands and pull them straight down. And then just give everything a test, make sure it's opening and closing freely, which it is, and then you're completely installed. And then once you look at them, if you notice that your blinds are a little bit off-centered, like I've got a bigger gap on this side than over here, the easiest way to do that is to take some kind of a screwdriver and just put it in the shallower edge here and just kind of use the window for leverage and push it over. That'll recenter it up nice and easy. The brackets are holding it in pretty tight to do it by hand. And then these are the optional lower brackets. You can see here by the instructions how you would install those. Just keeps the bottom from being able to flip out one way or the other. I'm not going to use these in this install. And then here's my little dog Chewy. He's helping us out for the day. But if you get ready to uninstall your blinds, just take off the blind wand and then come at the brackets either through the blinds or from underneath. So in this method, we'll just come over the top and just give it a push and you'll see it release. Another option is to come under it from the underneath side. It actually gives you a better visual for how this thing's connected, but you'll take this part here and just push it in and it releases your blind. You're still connected on the top hinge, so you kind of want to roll it forwards or back rather to try to unhook it. And if you have a stubborn side like I did, there's a piece here that you can pick out, either get it with your hands or with a flathead screwdriver, and just pick that part out and then just slide it off the rail. After you get that off, you're completely disassembled and good to go. But I really appreciate you guys tuning in. Here's another shot of me doing the install. I wish I'd have got a couple different more angles for you, but it's really straightforward. These types of things can be frustrating. If you have any questions, definitely leave those in the comments below. Love to hear from you. Love to be able to answer any questions that you may have. But in the meanwhile, I really appreciate you tuning in. Hope you'll consider subscribing. Give this video a like if it helped you, and I hope to see you next time. All right, peace.